There's a moment, quiet and unnoticed, when we begin to wonder, is my body still mine to trust? Maybe you've felt it, in the hesitation before standing up, in the breath that catches a little too soon, in the name that lingers just out of reach. These changes don't arrive all at once. They appear gently, sometimes silently, and yet they shift the way we move, the way we remember, the way we see ourselves. But what if those small moments weren't signs of decline, but invitations? What if your body, even now, is still whispering, "You can walk with me"? Today, we're not chasing youth. We're honoring the life that still moves through you, with every step, every stretch, every breath. Because freedom doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it shows up in your ability to rise, to walk, to hold, to rest. And maybe now is the time to ask yourself, am I still moving through life freely? Or am I beginning to let go of the parts that still want to hold on? Let's listen to what the body is saying, and perhaps through that listening, find a new way to live. If something in this beginning touches your experience, you're invited to share it in the comments. Your voice is part of this path too. Standing without using your hands. To stand up from a chair without placing your hands on the armrest or your knees might seem like something ordinary, but beneath that quiet motion is a deep expression of independence. It speaks of strength in the legs, balance in the body, and a kind of silent agreement between your muscles and your will. Research shows that this movement, so simple and familiar, is closely linked to your ability to live with autonomy. It protects against one of the greatest risks in later life, falls. And beyond the science, there's something deeply human here. The moment when you rise unaided and the world waits. Just a little bit quieter because you're doing it on your own. It's not about performance, it's about connection to your body, to your strength, to a sense of, I still can. And if this is part of your day, you carry something many overlook, a quiet freedom still moving through you. If this movement is part of your life, or part of your hope, feel free to share how it lives in your story. Your experience may reflect someone else's courage. Walking without losing your breath. There's a rhythm in your steps that speaks louder than you might think. To walk at a steady pace, without needing to pause, without losing your breath, is more than just movement. It's a quiet signal from your body that life still flows freely. Studies reveal something remarkable. People who walk faster than 1 meter per second often live longer. It's not just about speed. It's about what that pace reveals. Lungs drawing air with ease. A heart that keeps its rhythm, muscles and joints that still know how to carry you forward. In that rhythm, there's purpose. Even if you don't feel fast, your movement tells a deeper story. One of connection, of effort, and of the will to keep moving, even when the road is uneven. So when your steps find that quiet pace, know this: it matters. Not just to your health, but to the way you meet the world each day. And if this pace still walks with you, you might be walking in freedom more than you realize. Let the comments be a place for your voice. Your experience may offer strength to someone else's journey. Standing on one foot for 10 seconds. 10 seconds. That's all it takes to reveal something deep and quiet inside you. Standing on one foot may not draw attention, but beneath the stillness, your body and brain are holding a conversation. Muscles adjust. The nervous system responds. Your focus settles, and you meet the moment. This simple act, balancing without support, has been shown to reflect neuromuscular health. And not just that. It's linked to lower risk of mortality from all causes. In those 10 seconds, you're not just standing still. You're telling your body, I'm aware, I'm connected, I'm still here. And even if you sway a little, the attempt itself speaks of vitality, of a presence that hasn't drifted but is choosing, again and again, to remain grounded, even on one foot. If balance lives in your day, even quietly, there's a place for that story in the comments. Because sometimes, a small moment of stillness can help someone else steady their world, too. Rising from the floor without help. There is something deeply symbolic about lowering yourself to the ground and rising again. It's not only a measure of strength, it's a reflection of coordination, of flexibility, and a subtle trust in your own body's memory. To stand up from the floor without needing assistance isn't just a physical act. It speaks to resilience, to your body's ability to recover, to meet the earth, and return without hesitation. Studies have found that this ability is closely tied to longevity. But even beyond the numbers, there's something quietly powerful here. To fall, perhaps, and not fear it. To touch the ground and know you can come back from it. It's a movement of humility and of strength woven through every fiber. If you've experienced this movement recently, or if it's something you're working toward, your story can bring light to someone else's path. Feel free to leave your voice in the comments. Lifting a full grocery bag. Without difficulty, there's a quiet strength in being able to carry what life places in your hands. A full bag of groceries, perhaps filled with the ingredients for a shared meal or simply the basics of daily living, becomes more than weight. It becomes a symbol of autonomy, of endurance, of a body still rooted in its ability to support. Grip strength, though it may seem small or unnoticed, is one of the clearest signs of overall health. It reflects more than muscle. It speaks of your connection to the physical world, your ability to reach, to hold, to lift. Research connects it to reduced risk of chronic illness and to greater longevity. But even more than that, it reminds us of how much meaning can live in the ordinary movements we once took for granted: to lift, to carry, to participate in the flow of your day. If this moment resonates with you, or if you've noticed how this strength shows up in your life, you're welcome to share that in the comments. Sometimes, our smallest efforts carry the greatest reminders of who we still are. Climbing a flight of stairs without stopping. There's a kind of grace in moving upward, one step at a time. To climb a full flight of stairs without stopping may feel ordinary to some, but for many it's a declaration of vitality. It tells us that the heart still beats with rhythm, that the lungs still open fully, that the muscles and joints still listen and respond. Climbing stairs doesn't demand perfection. It requires presence. It asks you to meet effort with breath, to continue even as your body begins to feel the incline. This one movement, repeated day after day, is strongly tied to heart health and even to a longer life. And beyond the science, there's something poetic here. To keep rising, even when it would be easier to stay still, to choose the next step, and then the next, with dignity, with quiet power. If this motion lives in your days, or if it returns to you with time and intention, feel free to share your reflection in the comments. There's strength in every step and in every story it carries, remembering conversations and recent events. Clearly, there's a sacred thread that holds us together, the thread of memory. To remember a recent conversation, to call back the details of something shared just yesterday, is more than a mental function. It is an act of connection. It means your mind is still tuned to the present, still participating, still opening itself to what life brings. Cognitive clarity, especially the kind that lives in memory, is not only essential for independence, it speaks of a brain that remains alive in the now, a spirit that still weaves meaning from the everyday. Science shows us that memory and longevity are closely linked, that as the mind stays engaged, the entire system follows: body, heart, energy. But beyond that, memory is how we stay in relationship with those around us, with ourselves. When you recall the warmth of a moment, a word, a glance, a story, you are still writing yours. And if memory is something that lights up your days, or something you're learning to meet with more compassion, you're invited to share your voice in the comments. Sometimes remembering aloud reminds someone else of what they still hold. Waking up, feeling rested and ready for the day. The way your day begins often tells the truth your body has been holding through the night. To wake up feeling rested, not rushed, not weary, but gently aware and ready to begin, is a message from within. It means your sleep has done what it was meant to do. It means your body, in silence, has repaired, renewed, and prepared you to greet another morning. Good rest is more than comfort. It's a rhythm the body needs to heal, to think clearly, to regulate emotion, to hold life with steadier hands. Sleep, when it's deep and nourishing, supports your immune system, reduces risk of chronic illness, and strengthens your heart and mind. And it does all this quietly, while you dream, while you release, while you let go. If you've known the gift of peaceful rest, or if you're finding your way back to it, there's space for that story in the comments, because sometimes the softest part of our day carries the greatest strength. The body remembers the way. If these 8 movements still live in your days, whether with ease or with effort, something within you is still choosing life. These are not just tasks, they are gestures of freedom. Each one says, in its own quiet way, I am still here, I still belong to this world. And if some of these feel distant now, know this: you are not behind, you are not diminished, you are in a moment of awareness, not of ending, and in awareness, healing begins. Small choices made today, a breath taken fully, a hand extended in kindness, a moment of stillness honored, can become the thread that weaves a new beginning. Aging does not ask for surrender. It invites you into a deeper rhythm, where strength is quieter, but no less real. So as you listen to your body, to the stories it holds, and to the freedom it still carries, may you also hear this: you are not broken, you are in transformation, you are not alone. The universe is listening, and right where you are, even now, your presence matters. If any part of this reflection spoke to you, we welcome your voice in the comments. Because when we share our journeys, we remind each other that we are still becoming.